new quests, level cap, investigations, new monsters, new skills, weapon trees, augmentations, extra bonuses, maximum number. Is this the last major update? Oh shit. Wait, where's, what's her face? I couldn't. That was this bitch. I didn't even know this bitch. Ow. Wow. Oh shit. Wait, who's trying to fix me? Huh?
Good day. For the glory of the kingdom.
I have faith that you will fulfill your duty.
Oh, Colin, wait, is that a rice one? Yeah.
Take a look at the
Oh shit, it is, bro. What the fuck?
again soon.
Well, well.
We have 2 urgent quests? Huh?
I've been waiting for you. A special quest has been added.
What the f- I've never heard of this. Interesting.
Until next time.
Flashing swords upon the run. Just getting a little close for comfort. Okay, I'll duel you for a little bit, and then I gotta get the fuck into shower. Do fucking.
I needed that.
What the hell? Are you gonna do that to me or? Alright, let's go. Come on, you can do it. Hop 8899.
I'm stuffed.
Oh yeah. Howdy for Hannah. Howdy for Hannah. Oh, there's that. Is that? Wait. Oh, geez. Talk to me in.
The fallacy. Why I am not a Christian. This was first delivered as a lecture on March the 6th, 1927, at Battersea Town Hall, under the auspices of the South London branch of the National Secular Society. As your chairman has told you, the subject about which I am going to speak to you tonight is why I am not a Christian. Perhaps it would be as well, first of all, to try to make out what one means by the word Christian. It's used these days in a very loose sense by a great many people. Some people mean no more by it than a person who attempts to live a good life. In that sense, I suppose there would be Christians in all sects and creeds, but I do not think that that is the proper sense of the word, only because it would imply that all the people who are not Christians, or Buddhists, Confucians, Mohammedans, and so on, are not trying to live a good life. I do not mean by Christian any person who tries to live decently according to his lights. I think that you must have a certain amount of definite belief before you have the right to call yourself a Christian. The word does not have quite such a full
No more, Mr. Nice Guy.
as it had in the times of St. Augustine, St. Thomas Aquinas. In those days, if a man said that he was a Christian, it was known what he meant. You accepted the whole collection of creeds, which were set out with great precision. Every single syllable of those creeds you believed with the whole strength of your convictions. What is a Christian? Nowadays, it is not quite that. We have to be a little more vague in our meaning of Christianity. I think, however, that there are two different items which are quite essential.
Dual blades hammer and
First is one of a dogmatic nature, namely that you must believe
it's
in
not
God
fragment.
and immortality. Not believe in those two
Immortality.
things, I do not think that
Or
you
like
can
that for
properly
that,
call
really.
yourself a Christian.
Mine now.
Then, further than that, as the name implies, you must have some kind of belief about Christ.
Mine now.
The Mohammedans, for instance, also believe in God and in immortality, and yet they would not call themselves Christians. I
Oh,
think
fuck
you
did
must
it grow?
have, at the very lowest,
What?
the belief
Oh,
that
there it
Christ
is.
was, if not divine, at least the best and wisest of men. If you are not going to believe
That's
that
still
much
not
about
good.
Christ, I do not think you have any right to call yourself a Christian. Of course, there is another sense, which you find in Whitaker's Almanac and in geography books, where the population
Oh, I
of the
still have
world
3
is said to
shots.
be divided into Christians, Mohammedans, Buddhists, fetish worshippers, and so on.
Fetish
And
worshippers?
yet, we are all Christians. The geography books count us all in, but that is a purely geographical sense.
Oh, isn't that like the weird doll things?
Therefore, I
voodoo?
take it that when I tell you why I am not a Christian, I have to tell you two different things. First, why I do not believe in God and in immortality.
Here comes the pain.
Secondly, why I do not think that Christ was the best and wisest of men, although I grant him a very high degree of moral goodness. But for the successful efforts of hundreds of years in the past, I could not take so elastic a definition of Christianity as that. As I said before, in older days it had a much more full-blooded
Oh,
sense.
scheiße.
For instance, it included the belief in hell. Belief in eternal hellfire was an essential item of Christian belief until pretty recently. In this country, as you know, it ceased to be an essential item because of a decision of the Privy Council. And from that decision, the Archbishop of Canterbury and the Archbishop of York dissented. But in this country, our religion is settled by act of Parliament. Therefore, the Privy Council was able to override their graces, and hell was no longer necessary for Christians. Consequently, I shall not insist that a Christian must believe in hell. The existence of God. To get to this question of the
So
existence
what,
of
isn't anything for the Christian to
it
see?
is a large and serious question.
Well, in the New
If I
Testament.
were to attempt to deal with it in any adequate manner, I should have to keep you here until kingdom come, so that you will have to excuse me if I deal with it in a somewhat summary fashion. You know, of course, that the Catholic Church has laid it down as a dogma that the existence of God can be proved by the unaided reason. That is a somewhat curious dogma. It is one of their dogmas. They had to introduce it because at one time the free thinkers adopted the habit of saying that there were such and such arguments which mere reason might urge against the existence of God, but of course they knew as a matter of faith that God did exist. The arguments and the reasons were set out. Great length the Catholic Church felt that they must stop it. Therefore, they laid it down that the existence of God can be proved by the unaided reason.
That's what
They had to
teenagers
set up no considered were arguments.
This is for my fellow hunters.
There are, of course, many problems, and I shall take them to the appeal. The first cause. Perhaps the simplest and easiest to understand is the argument of the first cause. Maintains that everything we see in this world has a cause. As you go back in the chain of causes further and further, you must come to a first cause. To that first cause, you give the name of God.
Yeah.
That argument, I suppose, does not carry very much weight nowadays because, in the first place, cause is not quite what it used to be. The philosophers and the men of science have got going on cause. It's not anything like the vitality. But apart from that, you can see that the argument that there must be a first cause is one that cannot have any validity. I may say that when I was a young man, and was debating these questions very seriously, I had a long time accepting the first cause. Until one day, at the age of 18, I read John Stuart Mill's of this sentence. My father taught me that the question who made cannot be answered, since he immediately suggests
Who made it?
that simple sentence showed me, as I still think, the fallacy in the argument of the first cause. If everything must have a cause, then God must have cause. If there can be anything without cause, it may just as well be the world as God, so that there cannot be any validity. It is exactly of the same nature as the Hindus believe that the world rested upon an elephant, the elephant rested upon a tortoise. When they said, how about the tortoise? The Indian said, suppose we change the subject. Well, it's really good.
Oh, shit.
There is no reason why the world
Scheiße,
cannot
shit.
come to be without a cause.
You're gonna be fine.
Is there any reason why
It's a
it should
bunch.
not always exist? There's no reason to suppose that the world had a beginning at all. The idea that things must have a beginning is really due to the poverty of our imagination. Therefore, perhaps, as a significant time upon the argument of the first cause.
Hold still!
Boom.
The natural
Ah. Similar.
It is a very common argument of natural cause. That was a favorite argument all through the 18th century, especially
Come on, Volcano, bro.
cosmogony. People observed the planets going around the sun according to the law of gravitation, and they thought that God had given them the essence of planets to move in a particular fashion, and that was why they did so. That was, of course, the simple explanation that saved them the trouble of looking any further for explanations of the law of gravitation. Nowadays, we explain the law of gravitation in a somewhat complicated fashion that Einstein has introduced.
Relativity. Is it relativity or is that's space time? Wait, you can ride this bitch? Oh wow. That's what she said.
We now find that a great many things we thought were natural laws are really human conventions.
Don't worry, I'm
You
here
know
for you.
that
Get
even
me
in the
fine.
remotest depths of stellar space, there are still 3 feet to a yard. That is no doubt a very remarkable fact. But you hardly call it a law of
I
nature.
mean, it could change
And a great
an
many things
infinite
that
amount
we
of
regard
space.
as laws of nature are
Theoretically.
No problem.
on the other hand,
Your dust
the way
really
you get down
moves.
to any knowledge of what atoms actually do, you will find they are much less subject to law than you thought. The laws at which you arrive are statistical averages, just the sort that would emerge from chance. There is, as we all know, a law that if you throw dice, you will get double sixes only about once in 36 times.
For my fellow hunters!
Now that is evidence for that the dice is regulated by design. On the contrary, if the double sixes came every time, we should think that there
It was
was
rigged.
The laws of nature
Oh,
are
nice.
sort as regards a great
We're
many.
complete!
They are statistical averages, such as would emerge from the laws of chance.
That happens faster than I expected.
Or much less impressive than it formerly was. Quite apart from that, which represents the momentary state of science that may change
You
tomorrow.
were the Iceborne, weren't you the head
whole idea
honcho of
that
Iceborne?
natural
No,
laws imply a law
it was the,
is due to a
that
confusion
mud
between
guy,
natural and human
right?
laws.
Funny looking guy with all the, like, yellowish,
Put this to good use. Don't
I
worry.
think. Or was that Gervais? No, that was, yeah, no, that was it.
But natural laws are a description of how things do in fact behave. Being a mere description of what they in fact do, you cannot argue that there must be somebody who told them to do that. Because even supposing that there were,
Okay, I
you would
got
then
my
face
ass in
the
the shower.
question, why did God issue just those natural laws and no others? And if you say that he did it simply from his own good pleasure, without any reason, you then find that there is something which is not subject to law.
Mission
And so
complete.
your train of natural law is interrupted. If you say, as more orthodox theologians do, that in all the laws which God issues, he had a reason for giving those laws rather than others, the reason, of course, being to create the best universe, although you never figure it to look at. If there were a reason for the laws which God gave, then God himself was subject to law, and therefore you do not get any advantage by introducing God as an intermediary. You have really a law outside and anterior to the divine indeeds. And God does not serve your purpose because he is not the ultimate lawgiver. In short, this whole argument about natural law no longer has anything like the strength it used to have. I am travelling on in time in my review of the arguments. The arguments that I used for the existence of God change their character as time goes on. They were at first hard intellectual arguments embodying certain quite definite fallacies. As we come to modern
I can still
times,
increase
they
my
become less respectable intellectually,
I rank, right?
more and more affected by a kind of moralizing vagueness.
Yeah, I think so.
The argument from design.
Fuck it.
The next step in this process brings us to the argument from design. You all know the argument from design. Everything in the world is made just so that we can manage to live in the world. If the world was ever so little different, we could not manage to live in it. That is the argument from design. It sometimes takes a rather curious form. For instance, it is argued that rabbits have white tails in order to be easy to shoot. I do not know how rabbits feel with that application. It is an easy argument to parody. You all know Voltaire's remark that obviously the nose was designed to be such as to fit spectacles. That sort of parody has turned out to be not nearly so wide of the mark because since the time of Darwin, we understand better why living creatures are adapted to their environment. It's not that their environment was made to be suitable to them.
They change their environment.
Suitable to it, and that is the basis of adaptation. There is no evidence of design.
Okay. Fucking forget now.
That's a good start.